Hey there, this is the American Mutt, independent, also a member of the Holy Spirit of Humanity. Now, this video, I don't know how people will take. I don't really care. I mean, I hope you pass it on, all that, whatever, like, subscribe, blah, 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 you know, the whole song and dance. But, I heard this one earlier, Rebel HQ, and some of them, they just irritate me, but some of them I like. And this one was with the one guy that's a veteran. I can't think of his name. So being a veteran, I'm polite to veterans. I have respect for veterans. I don't like war, but I don't blame the soldiers. But he brought up about Trump lying and saying he comes to Gettysburg all the time. I live roughly about 40-minute drive, 50 from Gettysburg. And if Trump came all the time, yeah, it'd be on the news. So he doesn't. But I do go to Gettysburg a whole lot, and I've been to Gettysburg a lot. And I always look at it, and people never look at it the right way. You'll hear people now, oh, the Southern soldiers this, the Southern soldiers that. Now, one of the things that the Southern soldiers were coming north for, because they wanted to promote slavery, because their vast wealth, was shoes. Yeah, they weren't wearing shoes. Walking to south, north. These wealthy slave owners that were Southern soldiers, they weren't the wealthy slave owners. No, they were the poor farmers that got sent to war. The wealthy slave owners stayed down south. And that's what always gets me when people talk about the uncivil war. I have a hard time calling it civil war. There's no such thing as a civil war. So the uncivil war. The soldiers that died were Americans. Whether they were Americans from the north or Americans from the south. They didn't own slaves. They weren't war profiteering. They weren't making deals. They did it to protect their state and what they were told as lies. Just like you in the north. Oh, we're freeing the slaves. That isn't why they did it. They did it because they wanted to tax them. You know what the Revolutionary War was about? The North really didn't care if the South had slaves. I'm glad they ended it. I'm really glad. Now we need to end it through the whole world. Slavery still exists. Yes, Democrats, look at the slavery so you know your products are built by slaves. Cobalt, just look up cobalt mining. That's all you have to do. Look that up. And then go buy your even cell phones. But people always get mad at the soldiers. So I've said in past videos, I don't blame Russian soldiers. I don't blame Chinese soldiers. I don't blame American soldiers. They're following orders. They're following whatever they believe is proper. Now, I believe the American way. Freedom. Everybody's treated equal. Everybody has the right to get ahead with their skills, not by being lazy. But when you think about the South, and when you say how the flag is all about racism and all that, only a few of the people in the South even owned slaves. And a few of them were black. Not counting, back then, a black man could buy land. There were people up north and down south that were black that owned land. I know. It's a race thing, except for it wasn't. It was cheap labor, just like we do with Chinese labor, just like we do with Indian labor, just like we've done with Congo labor, just like we've done with the Gulf Coast of Libya labor, just like what we're about to do to the Bolivian labor. So what they did in the South is the same thing we do today. We profit off of slavery. But don't blame soldiers. The soldiers are your brothers, your sisters. That's who died in the uncivil war. The wealthy elite, like, if all crap broke loose, Elon, Trump, all these rich people are going to go to their Bahama fucking bomb shelters or Hawaii bomb shelters and watch America blow apart over their fucking bullshit. So I hate whenever I hear either side talk about the uncivil war. There's nothing civil. And the only people that die are the poor. Ask any Vietnam vet. How many rich people were in Vietnam? They were out on the ships. They were in different countries doing fancy jobs, like George Bush Jr. People always blame the wrong people. People always look at the wrong characters. When I see the battlefields of Gettysburg, all I see is that America died. That Americans died. So before you go judge Southern people, and I'm an American mutt. My father's from a little town in called Tazewell, Virginia. You can look it up. It's surrounded by coal mines. Yeah, the coal mines that killed my grandfather. And my mother was born in the north, in Harrisburg, PA. She went to one of the original schools that allowed both races. I'm a mutt. I'm damn proud of being a mutt. Personally, the American dog would be a pit bull because it's just a mixed breed mutt like all of us. But when you talk bad about both sides, the soldiers, they didn't do it for profit. Most didn't even do it for pride of their government. They did it to protect their families, North and South. They were all Americans. That's why I want to bring music back, to bring Americans dancing together. You can be a Republican. I want all bands, country, rock, classical. I love Lindsey Sterling. She plays music awesome on the violin. There's a couple other violinists I really like. I can't think of your name right now. Sorry. We're at a point in time where we can go independent. We can end the insanity of Democrat, Republican, end these big businessmen owning our politicians and bring the vote back to the people. But only if we go independent. And only if we go together as Americans. The only way to make America great is every last American is great too. No such thing as civil war. Be safe. Be strong. You're never alone. And even if you don't know who lives in Virginia, don't know who lives in California, don't know who lives in Texas, they're still Americans. And I still believe in made in America by Americans. Be safe. Enjoy your evening. Have a nice day.